It's a city where anything can happen, so what could go wrong or right as I hit up LA Unscripted from Aviator Nation's Dreamland. Just steps away from the waves, lightning bolts, bright colors, coffee, possibly cocktails, and of course, comfy clothes. Hi everyone, I'm Dana Devon, and the latest must on the map, Malibu's most rad retail destination, Aviator Nation. The 1970s surf and skate inspired clothing line is quintessential California. I am head to toe in their latest Serape line. The brand was born in designer Paige McCoskey's Venice Beach garage back in 2006. And today, 16 years later, Aviator Nation's laid-back look epitomizes the SoCal lifestyle.
Aviator Nation is sweats, bathing suits, t-shirts. Now we do surfboards, we do lots of hats. I'm definitely developing a lot of new products too. I'm Paige McCoskey, I'm the founder of Aviator Nation. So when I was thinking about what Aviator Nation was going to be, I mean, it was rad clothes for rad people.
This is the most magnificent thing I've ever seen.
I grew up with tigers in my bedroom, and I have always been obsessed with wild tigers.
Right.
And so I drew this up, and it was inspired kind of by like this 70s slash, like jungle vibe.
Right.
So when I moved to California, that was when I really started the company, and I became super inspired by everything around me. My lifestyle at that time was just surfing in the morning, and then you're cold, so you want to throw on sweats. And then you roll into coffee and you roll into the cafe, and you're still wearing the sweats because you just surfed. I never really liked what I was looking at, and so I had these ideas of clothes that I wanted to make for myself. And so finally, I just bought a sewing machine and I started making clothes for myself, and everyone would come up to me literally and be like, hey, what is that shirt you're wearing? What is that hoodie you're wearing? The reality is when people wear the clothes, it brings them together. My very first collection had the lightning bolt, and for me, the lightning bolt was always the symbol of energy. I've always felt like positive energy just is, everything. Being out in the water and being in the mountains, California hiking and stuff like that, you're always seeing these beautiful sunsets. And so the colors for the brand really are about the sky. Aviator Nation was established in 2006, and Dreamland is the latest wave. A big part of the building and the space is going to be the music, where you come in and you discover a new band and a new artist. Back in the 60s, they called it where the stars meet the sea, because all of these celebrities would come here and hang out. The Doors played here, Fleetwood Mac played here, the Eagles played here. And in the 70s, Neil Young owned the building, and it was called the Crazy Horse Saloon. Dreamland is all about, bringing the community together and becoming inspired. I mean, my dream is to have people literally walking around in robes and ponchos and no shoes on, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna grab a smoothie, and then, I'm gonna listen to some music, and then I'm gonna go have a yoga session, and just being able to have a real wild experience.
Stoked and ready to hit the beach. Now, did you know until recently surfing was actually considered a male-dominated sport? That makes Paige even more rad and me even more happy. All right, and now another woman who made big waves in the tight-knit community.
I'm the author of Wave Woman, the life and struggles of a surfing pioneer. 4 years after Mother passed, I started thinking about her creative and her adventurous, her inspiring and amazing life. And I just thought her story needed to be shared with the world. That started me on my book writing quest. She took up surfing on a Hawaiian vacation at age 41. At the time, surfing was kind of brushed off, and I'm just really thrilled, and I know she would be thrilled now that surfing finally has been given official recognition. Mother is over here, number 2. We became very close. We surfed together, and all we did was talk about surfing when we could go again, our waves. She was very insightful and intuitive, and she said, "Vicki, you should keep notes about what we're doing, because someday this sport is going to be very, very big." As I needed questions, help, whatever, the universe provided it. A year and a half after I started writing the book, I was looking around in the garage and I found a cardboard box and I wrestled it off the shelf, and in it was an autobiography that she had written at age 24. There were also pictures and secret writing projects. So that gave me quite a bit of help.
My name is Rennie and my grandmother is Betty. We called her Tutu. Tutu is grandmother in Hawaiian. And my mom writing her book and her story brings back to life her story.
My daughter Rennie helped me a lot with the book, recalling some of her personality traits.
She always had inspirational words for me, just to be strong and focus on the positive in life. Try new things and be the best you can be. What an amazing, strong person she was.
Such resilience and passion, so inspiring. All right, if you have someone who's made their mark, let us know so we can feature their good work too. And much more to smile about coming up. Next, Sink or Swim, the local synchronized swimming class. Could you stay afloat? Plus, eat your heart out, a sugar rush delivered right to your door. LA Unscripted from Aviator Nation's Dreamland. We'll be right back. Hang loose. Surf is up, you guys. Welcome back to LA Unscripted from the Booze Aviator Nation. I'm Dana Devin, and Dreamland is a dream come true for designer Paige Mykoski.
So I came out to California and I was just barely here, and I stumbled in. The Malibu Inn at the time is what this building was called. Greg Allman was playing from the Allman Brothers on the stage. You know, it's cool because we've been here for 8 years. We've had the store in Malibu. I live here, and so, you know, to get the whole building is really a dream come true for me. It's been an amazing project. I'm getting the space that I wanted, you know, when I first moved to California, which is pretty amazing.
Shopping is still the #1 priority here. I mean, look at these adorable little swimsuits. I mean, a little tiny for me, but our Olivia De Bortoli would have looked super cute in one of these for her synchronized swimming class.
Today, I'm doing something a little bit outside of the box. The LAC stars are showing me what it takes to be a synchronized swimmer. Oh gosh.
Synchronized swimming is a sport where we work together, we swim to music. It's got dance in it, it's got almost like gymnastics, acrobatics. It takes a lot of practice, and it's a lot of fun.
So we're like a 10-person team, and we just choreograph routines and we swim them. And the pools are usually really deep, so we can do a lot of really intricate moves. It's a lot of fun.
Ow.
Act natural, stay controlled, keep a tight core. Just have fun with it, honestly.
All right, ladies, I'm ready to do this. What is the first step?
We're going to show you a couple cool moves. Let's start with the fan dive.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll put both hands on the wall and then both feet on the wall and turn to the right, bringing our right arm over first and then follow with the left arm and dive underwater. That was really good. That was good.
Synchronize a little bit. So this is the pinwheel. How are we going to do it?
You take one leg and you bend it to be like a triangle, and then you put that foot on your other leg that's also bent. And then you use your hands to do this thing called sculling. to make yourself spin in the direction that your knees are pointing.
I feel like this is level 1000 and I'm on level -2, but let's do it.
And you lift your hip up to the surface. And
like
spin.
I'm not floaty.
So we're gonna do something called Ballet Leg, okay, which is very popular in synchronized swimming. So you're basically gonna lay out on your back, you're gonna bend one knee, and then you're gonna lift the leg up with the toe pointing to the sky. Yeah! There you go.
Oh, that's not bad.
Our coaches are really great. They're super supportive, super creative, and we have a lot of fun. And it's a really nice sisterhood of all different ages.
Wow, that looks like a good workout. Oh my God, if I tried that, I'd be down at the bottom of the pool and they'd have to pull me out by my hair extensions. But I bet you Megan Tellis would be good at it.
So excited to be face to face with you because we've only chatted on the phone. You are Elizabeth Schmidt, the candy charcuterie queen, as I like to call you. What is ATL Boards all about?
So ATL Boards is a candy charcuterie company based out of Atlanta, Georgia, but we ship anywhere in the United States. The best candy, the best tasting, the most fun looking, different shapes, unique from all around the world. And we curate them in an acrylic board and we bring you the best tasting flavor combinations, cool color styles. It's so nostalgic. I grew up loving candy. I've always loved candy. I remember my mom taking me to candy stores, and I've also always had a love of fashion and styling. So I really combined the two, and ATL Boards was born.
People aren't going to expect to get like Skittles and M&Ms and Starburst, right? This is like avant-garde candy.
Correct. I call it designer candy, and that's what a lot of my customers call it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is designer candy. Like, where did you find this? I've never had this before. We wanted to sort of jump on this whole ASMR trend and try it out ourselves. The quick explanation of what ASMR is, it's basically a video where you're displaying like realistic sounds, like sounds of candy dropping in a bowl, and people are getting this satisfaction and enjoying watching people eat things with sounds, pour things out with sounds. We got a metal bowl, and just because of the sounds and just the cool reflection, and we started trying to showcase all of the awesome candy that we have in different candy, and we're just dumping it into the bowl.
You've gone viral.
Yes. People write to us and they're like, that was the most satisfying thing I've ever seen. They're like, I just watched that 13 times. I'm getting ripped tonight. That's a very popular candy on TikTok. That's a viral candy right there.
Is this viral?
Yes.
Is this a blackberry?
It's a grape.
Oh, that's good. I can chew on this all day. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Oh, thank you.
All your social stuff. I want to do a cheers. Pick up your favorite candy. I'm going to pick up the unicorn.
I'm going to do the sour strawberry.
Okay. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers.
And I'll see you on the West Coast soon.
I imagine a sugar high is kind of similar to that feeling of catching a wave, a total rush, right? And I suppose a hang 11 would be too. Should I tell you guys? All right, so a hang 10 is riding with both feet on the nose with your toes hanging over. A hang 11, a naked dude surfing. All right, I'm gonna stop right there before I drown. Coming up, the deets on finless skateboards seen all over LA streets. Flip kick, LA Unscripted from the super rad Aviator Nation. We'll be right back. LAU travels all over SoCal to drop a pin on the very coolest spots. And just being here ups my cool factor. And when you wear the styles, straight fire.
The serape was inspired by vintage blankets I had at my house, and I did it in a lot of different colors. So there's the khaki, the pink, we did blue. Each piece was cut in a different place, so the stripes always end up in a unique place. Then basically we have the Ninja Hoodie, which became super popular. It's funny, I actually designed this before COVID. So this was actually designed for like being in cold weather and snowboarding. Now we have it in a lot of different colors and it has a mask built in.
Think about this, surfing and skating are now part of the Olympic Games. The SoCal culture has influenced fashion, music, and trends all over the world. What an amazing place to live life unscripted. And now Doug Koch with the deets on the latest skateboard hitting the streets.
Well, this is super cool because what started as a backyard project with his kids is now a full-fledged business to help keep the family afloat.
It all started in 2015.
I'm a tour manager. I tour with bands like Cypress Hill, Eagles of Death Metal, the Distillers, Aviator Nation, and most recently with Five Finger Death Punch.
I was on tour with a band and brought home a skateboard for my son from our stop in California. A few months later, back in our hometown of Montreal, he went for a skate session after school, missed a turn, and the board got crushed under a car. Instead of buying him a new one, we decided to try making one ourselves.
This was a hobby of mine with my kids, beach board commuters, if you will. This is the deck that you're gonna cruise the street, you go get a coffee with. They're not your typical street deck kickflip kind of, these are nice and comfortable rides, and they're made with love. They're all made by hand.
Our decks took on a look of vintage surfboards with a retro aesthetic.
The old line work, these are all different types of woods, maple, dyed poplar, paddock. And it's all real wood. It's tangible. When this hit, the whole industry just came to a screeching halt. We were all like, what we're gonna do for the next year in the music industry. And I just went like, hell, let's turn this year into something positive. I love a challenge. Let's make a skateboard company, with the kids, and let's make this a real thing.
This then turned into a family business we call Finless Skateboard Company.
It's got to be extra special to you to be able to start this company with the assistance of your children.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, obviously it's hard for all of us that are not touring, but being at home, the ones, of us that have families and spending time with the kids is it's priceless. And then also showing them that, when the going gets tough, turn a situation around and let's make the best of this.
To pre-order your Finless skateboard, head to finlessskateboards.com. I'm Doug Koch with the deets.
I actually tried skateboarding like that and I almost broke my wrist, so I'm just gonna try to look like a surfer. Are you hungry yet? Let's see what Jessica Holmes is cooking up.
Sometimes nothing hits the spot better than a roasted chicken dinner with mashed potatoes. On to the chicken. So what I've got going on here, I've got chicken thighs. They have the skin on and the bone in, and that's just gonna give it more flavor. I'm gonna make fresh breadcrumbs. I'm gonna use crust and all. So to our bread, we take our chicken and we coat it. So our potatoes are staying warm. I drain them, but they're in the warm pot. And then in this pot, I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter. You could do milk, half and half, heavy cream. I happen to have heavy cream. You don't want to boil your milk or cream, but you want to get it warm, and then I'm going to mash up my potatoes. So to mash my mashed potatoes, I just took a big whisk and just started going to town on them. To that, in goes our heavy cream and our butter. And now potatoes are done, just waiting on the chicken. The kitchen smells so good from this chicken. Nothing is homier than a plate of mashed potatoes. I would just make a big bath of potatoes at the bottom of my plate, and then I'm gonna take this little guy. And look how crispy that crust got. It's so good. It's just so what you want for dinner. The family will be happy.
All right, our Ollie is just about over. Thank you so much to Paige and Aviator Nation for letting us go off script in dreamy dreamland. But before we go, our sponsors want to keep you in the know.
We all know that water is essential for our well-being. Well, now that things are opening up and people are more on the go, they're grabbing more sugary drinks. CalFresh is here with tips on eating healthy and drinking right.
Important to understand that added sugar in drinks increases calories, but not nutrients. Sugary drinks are a leading cause of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. And the most important and best beverage for your body is water. One of the things that you can do is carry around a reusable water bottle. This can be a reminder to drink water throughout the day. And if water feels plain sometimes, you can add fruits, vegetables, and even herbs like cucumbers and mint. Not only will this add a lot of flavor, but it's also fun to prepare this with your family. What's important about working with kids, or when you have kids and they're not eating everything that you're asking them to, is to try a lot of different things to see what feels right for them. So if your kids are picky eaters, you can try some of these snack ideas. For something savory, you can heat up frozen edamame. For something sweet, you can try homemade strawberry yogurt pops. For something spicy, you can sparkle lime juice and chili powder on sliced fruits and veggies. And for something crunchy, you can try a chickpea dip with carrots, snap peas, and other vegetables.
Going out to eat, that is a struggle for me, and I think for a lot of people. What are some ways that we can pick healthier options when we eat out?
So one of the things that you can do is start your meal off with water instead of ordering a sugary beverage. The other is you can order salad or vegetables, cooked vegetables, as your main meal or as a side dish. Vegetables can be very flavorful, and they actually have a lot of fiber, so they help keep you full for a little bit longer. And remember not to overeat. Restaurants often serve very large portions, so what you can do is either split a meal with a friend, or you can ask for a to-go container right from the beginning and take half of that meal and save it for another time.
There are tips like these that we can find on the CalFresh Healthy Living website, right? What else can we find on that website?
You can find many resources, healthier versions of recipes that you like, and discover new favorites at calfreshhealthyliving.org.